Okay, so today we're going to go over pen, ink, and marker. Now, the techniques that I'm going to be showing you here can be used in other materials as well. So, for example, just because I can do this technique with pen here doesn't mean I can't do it also with colored pencils or chalk pastels, okay? All right, so let's start off by looking at what is a line. A line is a moving dot. Plain as can be, okay? So let's put moving dot. All right, so basically this dot can be wide, this dot can be thin and small, this dot can go in curves, this dot can go interrupted. Notice how all of a sudden, yes, you can do this, all different kinds of lines, okay? Pattern, all right, it's just repeating elements. Now, when I'm talking about elements, it's more of art elements, all right? So, line can repeat, shape can repeat, color can repeat. Noticing all these things. What is repeat? Repeat means that it's going to copy itself, okay? So, for example, a nice EDC pattern that most people know is the ABA pattern, okay? So, if it's red, blue, red, blue, that's an easy one. All right, so we're going to talk about those, and then we also want to talk about what's called implied or visual texture. So this is texture that it's something that you can't feel. It's more along the lines of if it could feel. So it's texture that looks like you can touch. So for example, like wood, you know, if you were drawing a tree and you want to create the bark, all right, we know the bark is kind of rough, you kind of create a texture that goes on it that makes it look rough. All right, so first thing what we're going to do up here are going to be more about creating lines, creating textures, creating patterns, okay? Now we have 3 words, so we're going to chunk these into 3 different areas. So we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this first chunk we're going to do is going to be more about line. So let's write line here. This one's be about pattern, okay? And then this one's going to be about texture. And yes, you can use, honestly, any of these, all right? It doesn't really matter because it actually kind of does. No, take that back. Try not to use the thick marker on the practice up here, okay? But any kind of mark pen will work in this top. Now, as you can kind of see, I have all different kinds of pens here, all right? It really doesn't matter. This one as well. And marker, all right? It's really thick. Here we go. Okay. So for this one, I'm just going to use a regular pen. So line, as I was telling you before, it's a moving dot. So what can you do with this moving dot? What kind of lines can you create in here? So what I'd like you to do is between these two, I would like you to come up with 6, all right, the word 6 in here, different kinds of, you know, lines. I'll do one here, but I want you to fill in other ones. So for example, let's say I wanted a zigzag line. Okay, it is a line. It's a moving dot. I started here, ended there. Put 3 in here and 3 in the other one, okay? All right, so we can do lines. Great, that's perfect. All right, next, patterns. Well, how can we do patterns, okay, with our pens? We could change, yes, technically we could change the different colors and create different colors. We can do different, you know, circles, squares, and lines. So let's kind of go through and let's go and create, I want you to create 4 different patterns. So we're going to divide this in half. And I want you to put 2 in one, 2 in the other, okay? So, and by the way, don't give me these simple ones. I want you to kind of give me a little bit more complex. You're like, well, what's complex? Okay, so I'm going to start off with some curves. So far, so good, right? Then I'm going to go through and I'm put some dots. All right, that looks like pretty still simple. All right, well, let's add a little bit more to it. Pretty detailed pattern. Very nice. By the way, the more detailed your pattern becomes, the more likely it's going to be called a centangle, which is pretty cool. All right, so 4 different patterns that you can create with just your pen. Okay, the last one, here we are. So we're going to divide this into 4. And I want you to create 4 different textures, okay? If you're not sure of what kind of textures you can create, look around the room. What could you do to show something that might be hairy, something wavy, something that looks like wood? What would something curly look like? What would something, don't go smooth, because I know what smooth looks like with this. Something that might feel rough, or something that might seem, I don't know. Just try to think of different ones, okay? So the first one I think I'm going to do is I think I want to do hairy. So hairy would be this, because I'm happily, as I'm, you know, talking to you, I'm looking at the monkey that's up on my monkeys. It's an ape. On my shelf. Okay? And I can see all the hair that's on them. Okay? So there we go. Pretty easy, right? So far, so good. We know we can do different kind of marks with them. Excellent. All right, here we go. Now into the fun part. All right, so I'm going to move this up. There we are. Okay, first things first. We are going to start off with one of the ones that's probably, I'm not going to lie, the most annoying one. You are probably going to, you know, you're going to hear it. I don't want you to be so loud with this first one that it's, you know, annoying and you're breaking my materials. So for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to switch over to my marker. And I'm going to try different ones. So stippling. Oh, I should probably write this in. Okay? Dotting. That's the best way to put it. It's just dotting. All right? So we're going to create a value scale here, or a color scale, since I'm using color. Now, I don't want you to see like you're going like this. Okay? I just want it to be nice little taps. The closer the dots, the darker the color, okay? Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to use 2 different colors, okay? Actually, let me grab another color so you guys can see. All right, and I'm going to mix them. Now, you know, 1 color is good, but 2 colors is, oh, that's nicer. All right, so nice and close, all right? As it gets further out, the dots get further out, and this becomes a lighter, yes, value. Oh, you guys definitely catching on here. All right, I'm just gonna go and keep going with my blue, then I'll go back with my green. Now this one, by the way, is the most controlled, okay? Less and less and less. Don't bang, you know, the table as I said. You just kind of want nice and controlled. Less dots, less lighter thing. All right. Beautiful. Excellent. Hot dog. Perfect. Okay. So we have different values. We can see that this is definitely dark and this one is lighter. All right. So let's go down to doing a little bit of gradation. Dark to light. All right. Now this one, it may take a little bit. Always does. Okay. Start off really heavy there. And as you kind of like travel down or across, you want to get a little bit more spaced out. See if you can actually kind of really get further out. There we are. You might have to go back in and, you know, add more up at the top. Okay. Nice. Very good, very good. Okay, let's add our second color. Lot of dots right here. Okay. Then as we're getting further down, we're just spreading them out. Now you don't want to do fast, by the way, because what happens is you get these like dashes, and that's not what we want. Okay? Just nice little circles. Beautiful. Definitely can see that. Isn't that cool? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to just give it a go. Just see how this kind of works, okay? So, just going to take this. Just go on the side. Let's pretend that the sun is somewhere over here. We have it darker over here, okay? Just Let's see how it looks. Let's fade it out. Yeah, this is going to be a blue-green tree. I just realized that. That's okay. When you're doing all this, you probably want to do each individual section. So even these rocks would have it. I think there would be a nice shadow here. Okay, I'll go on that side. All right. Switch over. A little bit darker over here. And then we're going to fit, you got it, fade it out. All right. Now look at that. That's not so bad. Very good, very good. Let's do it over here. Fade this. Okay. See, with it just having the one color, it kind of gives it just a, like, you know, boring look. But by using different colors, it kind of gives this really cool visual effect. By the way, there is an actual art style that does this. It's called Pointillism. All right, where it actually mixes these colors all together, which is pretty cool. Okay. All right, so let's go to the next one, hatching. What do we got going on with hatching? Hatching is kind of neat. Hatching are long lines. Long lines. Pretty easy, okay? This one actually goes very fast. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix a pen with a marker. Okay, let's see what that looks like. All right, so hatching, straight lines, close to the lines, the darker the ones. You can overlap, but do not cross it, okay? So we're going to go over a little bit more further out, out, and there. And I said we're going to do two different colors to just check this out. Here we are. Not bad, right? Pretty cool. Really gives it a really neat look. Now, this one, that went pretty quick compared to that first one. Tends to happen. So let's do gradation. Nice and dark. Nice and close together. As we fade out, we get further and further and further. Pretty snazzy, right? Yep. Same thing. Close. And as we fade out, it goes from there. Well, let's give this a go. All right, we're going to imagine our sun's here. We're going to then go in and make it look a little bit darker on that side. Now I tend to kind of go over a little bit more like this. If it crosses over, it's not a problem. Here, so this actually gives it a really cool effect, okay? A little bit spaced out, yep. Over here, shadows. Let's go with more, perfect. All right, let's give it some color. Although, you know, black and white's a good to go. But let's give it a little bit more excitement. Now this is a great way of shading. Okay, nice and fast. Beautiful. Oh, love it. All right, so we've got all of that. Let's flip it over. Look at us just blazing on through. All right, so the next one is cross-hatching. These are basically X's, okay? It's exactly like hatching, but instead we're gonna go crisscrossing, okay? I like this one. This one's my favorite, but that's okay. All right, so we're gonna go this way, and we go this way. I know, isn't that so exciting? It is. You can go back and forth. Kind of looks like lattice. You don't know what lattice is? You guys gotta take up gardening. Oh, it's wonderful stuff that you can get at Home Depot or Lowe's. Okay, I'm gonna go with this a little bit more heavier because I made that one too dark. There we go. A little bit further out, more spaced out, and even more. Ooh, that's nice. Okay. What do you think? Should we give it another color, or should we just look at it what looks like a black and white? Black and white? Sounds like a deal. Okay. Let's do this. All right, darker as we go further out. Okay. Now you can, so far we kind of did a whole bunch of different ways to see what does it look like. We did, you know, pen and marker. We did all different kinds of things. So let's check this out. All right. Some lines, start off with some hatching, and then we're going to cross it. Alright, pretty cool. Alright, the more that you overlap, the more it's going to have a darker effect. So let's do here. All right. Here we are. Now it does have a really cool effect when you have it just be in black and white. All right, so it's not like it's a bad thing. All right, that's gorgeous. All right, last one. Last one. Let's just do. So what did we do? We did marker and pen. Did that. Let's check out what another. Maybe 2 pens together. Let's check out what 2 pens look like. All right, so random and scribble. This one is the only time I'm going to say it's okay for you to scribble. Other than that, it should look nice. Okay. It is random and scribbles, okay? This one can kind of get really bit of a pain because your hand's like so, I don't know. It's tough. Do more spaced out, more spaced out. This one kind of goes fast too. There we go. All right, so let's change this up. What would this one look like? I guess they kind of look the same, these two. All right, so what if I add a different kind of pen over it? That's pretty cool. I guess it kind of looks a little different, right? Yeah. Nice. All right, there we go. Beautiful. Okay, so randoms. It's like script gone wild, right? Yeah. And then you get like crazier. All right, so let's go put this one on top. Oh, that one just does not do it. All right. Yeah, definitely script gone wild. Very cool. All right, so let's go over here. Let's attack this tree. Let's give it some cool effect. Actually, a lot of these are just basically textures, by the way. Ooh, it's like that. I know, it's like why the singing? Because, well, honestly, it's kind of boring after a while because you're just randomly scribbling. Not bad, right? Definitely can get small details in here. Okay. Oh, and yes, don't forget that this you could add some colored pencil underneath here too. Like this would look really cool if I colored it with colored pencil and then put this on top. Awesome. All right, so we kind of went over a whole bunch of different ones, okay? Don't forget you need to do these as well, okay? Now, the bottom. What I want you to do, oh, I forgot this scribble. This is just, I don't know what else to say. All over the place. All over the place. There we are. All right, so the bottom, what I want you to do is I want you to give it a go, all right? Take your paper and I want you to divide it in half, okay? I want you to pick 2 of your ones that you really enjoy, okay? Actually, oh, let's go even better. Let's divide it like this, okay? Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's the ticket. I want you to do in each one. Do it the different one, okay? And you can, however you want to do it with markers, you want to do it with pens, with a combination, or maybe 2 different markers. Give it a go in each one, okay? So, for example, you might want to say, oh, you know what? I'm going to do stippling in this one. Pretend that there's a sun somewhere, you know, maybe right here, and you can put in shadows in certain places. Get that gradation, so maybe it's darker on this spot. Okay, it gets lighter inside. Ooh, that's cool. If you want, you can definitely use the thicker markers, some of the spaces. Oh, that is so nice. I love it. All right. Oh, you just go on forever. You're like, nope, not feeling forever. Oh, I know. All right, so let's go over here. Bigger dots. Oh, yeah. It's kind of neat, right? Definitely helps. So 4 different areas, 4 different types of creating different marks, okay, different gradation. When you're done, make sure that this goes into your sketchbook, okay? What I would highly suggest is maybe putting a little bit of tape here and tape at the bottom, okay, so it can be flipped back and forth, and you should be good. And that is pen, ink, and marker.